Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As usual.
For more fun times and shenanigans. If you are new to the show, welcome. This is our sibling duo podcast / YouTube channel about life with chronic and invisible illnesses. This is more on the This is more on the experiential side and less on the clinical side. And it gets silly. So hang out.
Yeah.
Where can they find us?
Oh, you can listen to us most podcast places, most platforms, except for Apple, is what I'm going to say from now on.
Apple.
Not never. Still working on it.
Not now, Apple.
Working on it. I have to recover my account and recover our account. And then it's a whole thing. We're working on it. Yeah. But it's everywhere but Apple.
Yep. YouTube is our preference, though, if you would like to join the party, hang out.
If you want to see.
Yeah. We're silly. Siblings. It gets silly. Come on. You want to see the expressive nonsense. Where can they join us?
Oh, you want to join us, bro? Let's start with the streams. Mm-hmm. We do live streams on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings, Mountain Time. The idea being that Fridays we can hit people in America, and on Saturday mornings we can hit the UK and that sphere. Yeah, I guess.
I try really hard not to hit people during the week, but
we wait for the weekend.
On the weekends, it's fair game.
But you can also join the lives on YouTube. You can join them on Discord too, where we do a lot of talking and interacting with our awesome community.
Yes.
So feel free to join our Discord link below.
It's a party. There's wonderful people in there and lots to do and
Yep.
see. So hang out, join the party. It's a lot of fun. Is that all?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That makes it time for the weekly recap.
Check in.
Indeed. It was a week.
It was.
I didn't like it.
She had stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do my week first.
Yeah.
So that we can talk at length about your week.
Okay.
No, we could skip over your week, honestly. Whatever you feel.
We could. I don't know. We'll get there.
Whatever you feel like in the moment. It was a good week for me. Not really. It was a turmoil week.
Yeah.
I'm out of my bipolar meds and I'm having trouble filling them. So I've been at the whims of my brain, which is fun. Every thought is like a suspect thought. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm like everything I think I have to be like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Is that real? It's like I was saying earlier. It's like I have a background mood that paints everything I think. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of ebbs and flows. Sometimes I'm really excited about things. Sometimes everything's horrible.
It's like you either have a rosy filter or a blue filter of sadness.
Yeah.
And turmoil.
Very much.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, other than that, it was good. I've been recovering from this ongoing cold of doom.
Yeah.
And chilled a lot. There was a lot of rest.
Yes.
Which was good because I needed it.
Coming off the holidays was rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
still coming off the holidays.
Yeah.
We did our
episode out.
Got the episode out. Yeah. That's one of my talking points. I was gonna get there.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So like, I've been having a hard time getting back into the swing of things. Mm-hmm. Because we took the holidays off, we didn't record, and then I didn't edit for 2 weeks, and then I've been editing basically pre-diagnosis like era.
Oh yes.
Pre-bipolar era.
Yeah.
So like right when we started the podcast, mm-hmm. I was untreated for ADHD and for my bipolar.
Yeah.
So everything was a struggle, and I'm back there doing it again. Yeah. And it's hard, but it's not as bad because I have more tools and I'm way more aware of what's going on with me, which is great. It just took me a while to get to it. Like I kept putting it off, but then I kept doing small chunks, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
Doing like take it a little bit at a time, like you were talking. I think you were talking about that with the student.
Yes.
Take it.
Oh, absolutely. Like one thing at a time.
Right. Doesn't have to be the whole.
One thing at a time.
I broke it down into like syncing the audio and cutting up the Patreon cut.
Good.
And then I was like, save it. Good for the day.
Yeah.
But I finally had to like sit down and bust it out right before the live stream yesterday on Friday. But it was good. It was a good episode. It felt good to do it.
Yeah.
Like get back into the swing. Mm-hmm. But it's going to tie into our episode. So topic. Remember that.
Yes. Yes.
And then we did our lives.
We did.
They were really good.
They were really good. We had a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people, especially Saturday. We had a ton of people on Saturday. That was fantastic.
Yeah. No, it was really fun.
Yeah.
We didn't record yesterday.
No, we didn't. We did our live.
I died. We stopped for the live and I was like, no, I can't. I was too out of it, like too bipolar. I was on a swing of some sort at the same time as like the pressure changed or something. Yeah. My body was revolting at the same time my mind was. I literally shut down. Yeah. You could watch the live, the last half. I'm just hi, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we didn't record.
Oh.
That's my bad. And I felt bad, but then I didn't feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Remember, there's a motto here with Fantastic Pains, and it is never sorry.
No sorry.
Knock it off. Stop it. Don't apologize. You're fine. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah.
Well, I even said it.
Yeah.
Like, I sent you a text afterwards. Like, I'm glad we did this, but I feel bad.
Yes. And I was like, never feel bad.
Yeah. No. But I'm glad. I feel much better today. I'm a
Good.
human.
Good.
For the time being.
Yeah.
We'll see. How was your fantastic week?
I was back at work this week.
Yeah.
Which was actually, it was fine. Like, I had the meeting with my superiors.
Yeah.
With my administration. And that went actually really well. And so I'm happy about that. And everything's going okay. And everything was fine until Thursday. And then Thursday happened. And let's just say my guts fell out of me at one point on Thursday. Yeah. And that was the day before my birthday. So for my birthday, I got a new symptom. And I'm not happy about it.
That's more than a symptom. I feel like it's more than a symptom. If it causes symptoms...
It's a manifestation. Let's put it that way. It's
a
manifestation of my hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
It's an expression.
So,
yeah. Expression
I'm
for
expressing
EDS.
myself. Karen is expressing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was not fun. And I almost freaked out. And I think I told you, like, right after it happened. And I didn't even know how to do that. I was just like,
You did it the best way possible.
Yeah, I was like, you know how in EDS you can have prolapse and
it's not at all how she
stuff?
approached. She didn't approach it that way. She says, you literally just sent me, my guts just fell out. And I knew exactly what you meant. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, what do?
Yeah.
Well, how? But see,
yeah.
This is a funny story. It happened at the same time I was trying to do the same thing.
He was fighting for his life.
After that text, I got that text while I was on the bathroom. And I was like, do not.
You're like, don't strain.
If I was sucking my intestines back in, who knows? But everything as far as my willpower was like backwards. Stop it.
Yeah.
Because I was going to join you.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, me too.
He was going to one-up me, and then he decided not to.
It was a birthday.
Yeah.
Didn't want to.
So for my birthday, I got a new manifestation of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like trying to figure out what in the heck to do about that. And everything I've come to is like surgery. And I'm like, no. How about no? I don't have time for that right now. I'm not going to do that right now. So now we're just going to let it ride and see what happens.
Okay. And for people who are now instantly concerned, it's not dire.
It's not like an emergent thing.
She's done the research.
Yes.
We've talked to people. Shout out to Ruth.
Yes.
For the amazing help.
Yes.
Everything
the amount
to think
of
about,
knowledge
the book,
yeah.
the everything,
yeah.
all of it. Great.
And I have an appointment for next week.
Right.
So
she's not deferring
time.
It permanently.
No.
She's just not going in for emergent surgery.
Right. Because they were like, go to the ER. And I was like,
because in a normal person, a prolapse would be a giant deal.
Yeah. But when you have EDS, it just means that, and it was weird. It was just weird because that same day, that on the 4th, I was like sitting there hanging out on the hammock, and I had this very strange sensation of like, it felt like all of my guts, and I literally thought, I feel like my guts just fell into my pelvis. Yeah. So that was cool.
Things to look out for.
I'm not happy about it.
No.
And then I had to tell my husband, and I was like, I need you to not freak out, because if you freak out, I'm going to freak out, and I need to just not freak out right now.
I've had
so
that
I
conversation.
need you to be regulated so that I can be regulated. Cool. Got it. We're good.
I've done that.
And
so
I was like, this is so undignified.
Like, Jen, I need you to be my anchor right now. Please.
And then I had to tell my boss. I didn't
Even
have
more
to,
fun.
But I was like, I need to get this out there.
Be ahead of it.
We just had the trust conversation.
And you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. And I don't know when we're going to wind up doing stuff about it. And who knows? I don't know. I'm just annoyed about it. So.
Rightfully so.
Exactly. And then I had my birthday, and that was good. Yeah. Nothing much to tell. It was a nice birthday. It was good. So we celebrated yesterday with my in-laws. We did the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
We had dinner and ice cream cake. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Good stuff. So All of this leads us to our topic, which is about how I'm not happy right now.
So
What did I put? I'm mad about the things that I can't help. I can't help that this has happened. I can't help the situation of the world. I can't help the fact that I have EDS and my body is broken perpetually forever.
Right.
And I'm mad about it. I'm mad that I can't help it.
Right. So
it's just there.
For framing, we've in the community, we've all kind of had a week like this.
Yes.
Where this feeling is prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been struggling with this for like 3 weeks, through break.
Yeah.
Because I've just been upset about everything.
Right.
In general.
Mm-hmm.
Winter, shut up. But we've said before to feel your feelings.
Yeah.
Have the moment
mm-hmm.
and then move on.
Right.
So we're going to make this episode having our moment.
Yeah, this is the moment.
This is going to be all the griping and complaining and
all
fun.
the feels and the thoughts that go with the feels, and then we're gonna pick ourselves back up and we're gonna be okay afterwards. But right now we're mad about it.
Yep.
I'm not happy.
No.
I'm mad. I'm upset that I'm ill, and I'm upset that I live in a world where being ill is not okay, and I'm upset that I have to live in a world where productivity is the only measure of anything, and I'm ill and it's hard to be productive, and everybody just keeps telling me like, oh, use your coping skills, and I'm like, I can't cope my collagen back into some functional order.
Mm-hmm.
No amount of coping is going to fix the actual problems. And I'm tired of coping, okay? I'm really good at it. I do it a lot. I do it well. I make sure that I use my resources. I have many, many tools. But right now, I don't want it. I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to. I want to be upset.
Well, and why should you have to?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And that is like, that's the big anger, is like the amount of work it takes to be a person.
Mm-hmm.
Or be like a person by the measurement of society and the like world we live in. The amount of energy it takes to just pull that off every day is outrageous. It's outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair that there's like no handicap exception to the rule. I mean, cool, I could stop working.
I mean, even a better understanding of the experience.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, so my 2 triggers were feeling normal when I take my meds. Like when I have all my medications and I feel normal, like I'm back to being a person. Yeah. Like how frustrating it is that it takes that much effort, that many times a day to continue to do things. Mm-hmm. Like go down the stairs, to clean, to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Basic
stuff.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It was so frustrating. And then like the bipolar shenaniganry was the other one. It's like now I'm aware of it and it's there, and it's more frustrating now that I'm aware of it, and
because you know what the other side of the coin looks like.
Yes.
And you're like, I could be that.
Right. I
could be that.
Like why do I have to deal with myself constantly? Yeah. Having someone on my shoulder who's constantly just not helping, and he's like trying to tell you things that he thinks are true, and you're like, that's not true. That's not.
Everybody hates you and you should just run away into the woods and die. That's my brain with my runaway brain.
And I mean, before I was treated, it was something that I just dealt with on the daily. So I mean, I was drained all the time, but I don't have that resistance. So it's taking more energy to combat my brain.
Yes.
Ugh.
Well, it's this like, I don't know. It's so, I want to say different for people who have gone a long time undiagnosed, because we build in these like systems of survival.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand what's wrong with us at the time, right? And all we know is that we have to do the thing.
Right.
And then we're like, if I don't do the thing, I'm a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know about the world. And so you make yourself do the thing, and you make yourself keep up with everybody, and you make yourself go to work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week.
Right.
Like, you make yourself
consequences be damned.
Exactly. And so when you go undiagnosed for as long as we have, and other people too, we know people who are undiagnosed into their 60s.
Yeah.
So we develop these systems, right? But also they consumes such a huge amount of energy.
Yeah.
It takes so many spoons to pull it off and then to mask on top of it.
Yep.
And then when you finally have that diagnosis and finally start treating the issues and you see what the other side is like, where you're like, oh my God, I could lift my hands above my head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, my like hands and my feet don't have to be in a friggin' fire ant hill all the time. All of these things that people take for granted.
Yeah.
And that we have to fight for.
Right. To get to their base.
Yes.
Before they exert effort.
Right.
That's fair.
Right.
That's so fair.
And then you wind up punishing yourself because you're like,
oh, yeah.
What's wrong with me?
No, you're the problem.
I'm clearly the problem. But that lack of diagnosis, that mindset sticks around into diagnosis.
Yeah.
And so we forget to give ourselves grace for being ill. We're not good at it. No. We're just like, what's wrong with me? Oh yeah, wait, I have
everything.
Oh wait, yeah, I have
things.
POTS. Oh wait, yeah, there's trigeminal neuralgia.
I still do that. Yeah. Except now it's not hidden behind imposter syndrome. It's hidden behind good days.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Oh my God. This morning. So with the prolapse problem and all of my guts being where they shouldn't be, my stomach and my pelvis hurt a lot. And I forgot that it was bad. When I woke up this morning, I was like, maybe that was a fluke and it never happened in the first place and I'm crazy and I should cancel my appointment on Thursday because none of this is real in the first place. Like, they're not going to find anything, so there's no point. Like, I'm being dramatic, all this. And then coming here, I was like, oh yeah, yesterday was great. Oh wait.
No, it was not.
Oh wait. Yeah.
Yesterday was hell on earth in the morning.
Yeah.
It calmed down to a fester.
You know why? Because I was medicated.
No, I know. But even medicated wasn't good, is what I'm saying.
No.
Like, you went from horrible to and then there's normal.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
But then I woke up this morning and I was like, everything's wonderful and I'm crazy.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
It's frustrating.
Right. And even that, even like having imposter syndrome, energy sucking, because it takes energy to have imposter syndrome.
Well, and like you were saying, because for you, fighting the bipolar is literally like analyzing and filtering every single thought and then having to come up with a rebuttal and rebuke it, right? Where like you said, imposter syndrome is very much that. And it just kind of inserts itself between the pages as you go through. And you're like, I'm totally incapable and people are going to find out that I'm like, this is all a sham. Or like, I'm not capable of doing, why am I doing a podcast? I can't handle my shit. Like, that's the point, actually. It's because we can't handle our shit that we're here.
I'm so hard on myself about the podcast and like not progressing it more and doing more when I need to do more. Obviously do more. And then you read like all the all the stuff you find is for well people about do more, just do more, always more. If you're not just doing the thing all the time, you're not doing the thing all the time.
If you're not working 80 hours a week,
if you haven't alienated your family, if you're still married, you're not divorced, you haven't gone hard enough.
Your children haven't gone no contact with
and I'm
you.
Like, I can't move.
Yeah.
Let alone think.
And then you like it applies everywhere. So for me, a lot of it is I can't even maintain my own house.
Oh, God.
I can't maintain my household.
That one too.
I have a hard time. I can't walk my dogs sometimes. And then I have dog mom guilt. I can't play with cats because I need to go lay down. And they're all crying outside of my door. And then...
Right.
And then I'm a horrible person because I can't just suck it up and go do what I need to do.
Right.
But then the other part of your brain is screaming, remember to take care of yourself.
The healthy part, the habit that we've developed that helps us function.
Yeah.
But
the one that says if you continue, it's going to be worse.
Yes.
Stop now. Fix it now.
Yeah.
Do later. But your brain is the productivity that's been drilled into you over the years is no, that's stupid. If you rest, you're a quitter and a loser and everyone will know it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's not nice.
No. And you're picking it up everywhere. I've noticed this, just in conversations you have with family or friends or on just listening to the radio or all over life, you're going to hear things that you're going to pick out and be like, that's obviously a denigration of myself. Like that's a shot at me. And I'm going to then internalize this and then feel bad about it.
I was doing it with Ren the other day.
Oh God.
So I was like, he's got all this like stuff going on and he's still making the most amazing music and like I don't know if he does his own production or whatever, like, but he's still doing all of that.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And what the heck am I doing? And then I like to conveniently forget that I work 40 hours a week and then do the podcast and then sometimes sleep.
Sometimes.
But I'm clearly not doing enough.
No, her working is offending me.
Yeah.
So the fact that she has a life, bro.
I don't have a life. What are you talking about?
No, but like working.
This
you know
is
what I
my
mean?
life.
Like you're like, I work all week, and I'm like, I don't.
Oh.
So obviously your working is a shot at me.
I just
like
get to
shots across the bow. Like screw
I've
you, guy. You're
That's
just taking
awful.
care of your kids and living. So shush.
So there's just, it's everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because, like I said, like coping is hard. It's hard. It
Doing
doesn't
it all the
get
time.
easier.
No.
I mean, the skills get easier.
Yeah, yeah.
And they become more ingrained and they're like easier to initiate. But the fact that you have to is the problem.
Unfair.
I don't like the fact that I have to cope. It's not that I can't cope. I can.
I
don't want to.
I agree. I also think it's unfair that other people, not that they don't, but that they don't understand having to cope.
Yeah.
Like it's what we've talked about. They don't have the experience to have the tool set or understand it. So it's like, you're like, well, I've been doing this and this to take care of myself. And they're like, duh. You weren't before? Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
right. Well, and it's so weird too, because you have people who have like sporadic things. Like a coworker with a migraine and everyone's like, oh my God, feel better. And then you're sitting there like,
yep.
And it's not even like I'm mad at them for taking the time to take care of themselves.
No.
It's like, wow, if I did that for everything, I would never be at work ever.
Right. Well, and
that's not fair.
Do you feel bad for having that thought?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're a monster for thinking that.
Yes.
Which is a natural thought.
Right.
It's like, I deal with stuff all the time too.
Yeah. But then it's like, it's that same thing. Like, you don't wish it on other people.
No.
You don't want other people to push through and like, get it together, okay?
No.
It's just a migraine. No, it's a migraine. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's horrible. What I'm going through is also, it sucks and it's horrible. But you know what? I don't really have a choice.
I have an online friend who's going through some heavy stuff. Like, like I talked about it before. He, like, I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he messed up. He got an infection, and then it like cost him his walking.
Oh,
you remember when I was talking about that? Like, he's got a lot of stuff going on, and medical bills, and stress about bills, and he doesn't have family support. He's living with a friend in another state away from his family. Yeah. And like, he's just got so much going on. He's concerned about all this stuff, and he's like, he talks to me. He's like, if this is even a little bit of what you're going through, I'm sorry. And I was like, shut up. Yeah. It's a lot. First off, definitely more than what I'm going through in this moment, especially. You know what I mean? Like when we were talking, and like, you don't just, it's bad. Right. Oh my gosh. I've had to have that like conversation with kids sometimes where they'll be like, oh, I have this thing, but it's nothing like what you've got going on. And I'm like, nope. We don't compare suffering. Suffering is suffering. If it's in the category of suffering, it sucks and it's bad. And I'm sorry. That's it. Because if we compare our suffering, everybody continues to suffer. Yeah. And your suffering is never going to be good enough. Because I did that. I did that forever, where I was like, bad enough for me was I can't get up. I can't walk. I can't go to work. Right. Instead of the like, no, you shouldn't. But because we've had to push through so hard, there's not a lot of can't. Right. And that's annoying. Like, I feel like I have no excuse. Because if I can, what am I doing not? Right. That's stupid. Hate that. God. Ugh. So there's obviously, as you can see, there's a lot of emotion attached to going through it all and like having that moment and letting the coping kind of fall away
and seeing it for what it is, and what it is crap.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go through some of the emotion.
I mean, I've been following along in the conversation, so we've touched on anger and sadness,
yes,
and a little bit on the unfair, but it is unfair, and it you're not a bad person for thinking it's unfair. Right. It's not. Literally, there's no level playing field when you are dealing with this.
I used to push unfair away a lot because we grew up in a house where, well, life's not fair, get over it. Which, like, okay, fine, truth. But also it robbed me of the ability to, like, validate my own emotional state.
Yeah. No, because it was, you weren't allowed to have it.
Right, because if it's, like, obviously it's not fair. Life's not fair. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going through something that's not fair. And I felt like if I broke down and acknowledged the feelings of unfair, I had failed in my, like, coping in my other side of, like, working through it. Like, it was one of the walls and the boundaries that kept me, like, sucked in nice and neat in this hole. And I remember being angry with my therapist when she was like, does it feel unfair? And I was like, unfair is stupid. Like, fairness is not real. Mm-hmm. And she was like, does it feel unfair? And I was like, yeah, it does. But I didn't want to go there because I didn't know how to validate those feelings, because having those feelings felt like a failure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Just sucks. And it's this, like, especially with progressive illnesses,
every time you discover a new thing and realize how unfair it is, that it's going to keep having new things.
Right. That was, like, the big thing for the trigeminal neuralgia was when is it going to be enough?
Yeah.
And that thought specifically has really stuck with me, with this, like, when is the suffering enough to count?
Yeah.
Because I was still going to work. Because then she went to work. I was a miserable human being, but I was still trying to make things happen.
Yeah.
And even that not being enough to, like, lay me out made me angry. I was like, what is it gonna take? Do I have to break both of my legs before I get to take a break?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I've been there.
What is enough? When is it enough?
See, my problem was that I pushed myself so hard at jobs that I would lose them.
Yes.
Because I couldn't keep up.
Right. Like, you have a period of masking where you excel.
Yeah.
And then when you run out of, like, when masking fatigue hits, you start to drop by levels and degrees.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So I get that entirely.
I had such a problem with sleep. This is something I was thinking about when you were just talking. Yeah. Like, I just now kind of gave myself a little bit of a break. Yeah. I was nice to myself. It was weird. Like, I was working so hard that I literally was falling asleep on the job.
Oh, geez.
And not just like, oh, he's just lazy, which is how I was labeling it.
Right.
I was physically unable to stay conscious.
Oh.
Which is, I mean, you push yourself really hard to get to that point, right? Like, I wasn't just lazy and a piece of shit because I which is, you know, how everybody would view it. If I have said I had to stop because I couldn't keep up. Well, what do you mean? Well, I was falling asleep at work, which was cover for everything else going on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that was just the symptom that was too much.
Right. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I get that. And it's that, like, if symptoms pop up at work, I have failed in coping.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then I demasked, but then I found that was not serving me as I had hoped it would, because people start to become, like, almost numb to what you're going through.
Right.
Because when you normalize it, they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like, when I had that coworker, I tried to deglove a finger and I completely dislocated it in 2 places, actually. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this hurts so freaking bad. I was shaking and sweating.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there, like, trying to, like, relocate it. And he was like, wow, I didn't think anything hurt you.
Not how that works, guy.
And I was like, sweetheart, everything still hurts. I'm just good at being in pain.
Yeah. No.
Which sucks. That sucks. That's horrible. That when you're like, let me be open with you all, and they're just like, oh yeah, no, you don't feel pain. You're fine. Oh, you got hit by a car this morning? Well, I've seen you suck it up through worse. So
I think
what are you doing?
it turns in the scary part about that, like the unmasking too much.
Yeah.
Is that some people get jaded on that. You know what I mean? Like they see it as like a weakness or like a point that they don't like for whatever reason, like some personal thing that they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen it happen with Jen a lot, like when she was in the really competitive fields, how people would find that thing and be like, bam, gotcha. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous that you're even saying this right now. But you're, you know, it's people are people.
Yes.
And accounting for lack of class.
Right. Well, and then you have the people on the other side in the like illness communities who are like, well, I've sucked it up and I've done and they're angry with anyone who doesn't
taken a medication in my life. I just eat bamboo backwards on Thursdays and I'm perfectly fine. Then you don't have a thing, guy. You're just here to be a douche. Get out of here. Go. Shoot.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying your feelings aren't valid. Go somewhere where they care about your feelings, because it's not here.
Not in this moment.
Yeah,
sir.
Wrong time, bro.
Get gone. Yeah, no.
Backwards bamboo guy. He's the worst.
You said eat bamboo backwards. And my brain is like, is he eating it backwards?
Eating it backwards, not
or is it
backwards?
No,
the bamboo.
Is the bamboo backwards, or is he eating it?
He's eating it backwards. He's not eating it the backwards way. The bamboo is backwards. Because all bamboo has a front and a back. Clearly, there's little arrows that grow on it, and that's how you know to eat the back. And when you eat it backwards, it's good for your body. It fixes all your collagen. All your collagen lines up better when you eat backwards. Bamboo, because it resonates with your chakras. Because it's Asian. Because now I'm racist. What can I say?
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we get it on all sides because productivity is the thing. But then even outside of that, when you are, or like when you feel like you've come to terms with your body and your limitations, and then something new happens.
Yeah.
Or something old
comes
reoccurs.
Back. That's, for me, that was the bad one. When I went through all that back pain, messed up my back permanently.
Yeah.
And like it messed up my whole life. And then the side pain came back.
Yeah.
I
you had tried
lost
to
it,
fix.
dude.
Yeah.
I was gone in that
I
moment.
remember.
Yeah.
Bad.
And they're getting into helplessness now.
Yeah. The helplessness and the loss.
Mm-hmm.
And the grief.
Yep.
Oh my God. And I remember, like, I don't know, having something come back is, I think, harder than having something new. Something new, you're like, I can adapt. This will be okay.
Right.
Eventually.
This is added to the
I will
list.
have my moment, and then we'll come back in force, and it'll be all right.
Because you treated the other thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's been dealt with.
Yes.
And you haven't, at least in my experience, you haven't been bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can be bad after surgery. You can be bad to yourself in ways that you're not supposed to.
You didn't do anything to make it happen.
Right. It just comes back.
Yeah. Well, and that's how I feel about, like, the trigeminal neuralgia in the beginning, when it was going for, like, it was probably like a month and a half, 2 months, where it was just every single day, all the time. And for me, it was this, I had a moment where I was like, I wish it would not stop.
Yeah.
Because the breaks made it worse.
Mm.
Because there was a break, there was a calm, and you would restore to baseline, and then suddenly you're back in it all over again. Whereas, like, I don't know, for me, if it's a constant, I can turn it into background noise.
Exactly. Well, you can adapt to it. You can do.
Yeah.
There are things that can be done about it, but when it comes back, sometimes you can't do things about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my back stuff.
No.
If it comes back the way it was, I can't do anything about it.
No.
I can't do anything about the arachnoidosis. Like it's there.
Yeah.
It scars, and it scars itself continually, and it makes itself worse. It inflames, and it kind of heals, and then it makes itself worse.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about it.
Right.
There's no surgery.
Yeah.
So when it's bad, it's like, oh, welcome back. Hi. Thought you were fine.
Nope, we're not fine. We don't know what fine is.
Yeah.
But everything comes in, like, seasons.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. There's a lot tied up in the experience of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, shame for the weakness of even having the moment.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, we almost view this, like, I'm okay with my illness as like, we're in the green, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. And then when you have to have the moment, you reset to bad.
Right.
And that's not the truth.
It's like with everything, right? Like,
yeah.
Having the moment is important.
Yes.
But there are reasons not to have it.
Yeah.
Like, not reasons. There are feelings you're gonna have because of it. Like,
yes.
Like if we didn't approach this the way we did, there would have been like self-doing the moment and then shame and then like, what? I can't believe I have to do the moment. Like I shouldn't be feeling this way. I had it under control, which is part of the moment. You're adding to the feels. Mm-hmm. Like I have this weird feeling set. Like we were talking about this when I hit normal now, and then it's unfair that it won't last more than like an hour. Yeah. Like I'll feel like a human.
Right. And then you're like, I don't even want to have it.
Right. Well, why is
because then I have to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's frustration, it's anger, it's sad, it's all of it, like all in one go. Yeah. When you just for feeling normal. Yeah. Like yesterday when I was with Sophie and you messaged me and I was like, no, I'm feeling good after the debacle of not recording. Yeah. I got into that and then immediately I was like, yeah, and it's gonna go away soon. Aww. And now I'm upset.
Yep. Yeah. But that's the thing is like the moment does not become the forever.
No.
And that I think is the really important piece is that like we feel like having the moment sometimes is like, oh, all the progress I've made means nothing because I can't handle it right now. When in reality, that progress was always leading to being able to process it in the moment. Right. And having a moment and really actually experiencing the emotion behind it all.
Right.
Because we know if you don't experience your emotions and you cram them down or you brush them off or you put them away for too long, like it doesn't go away.
No. And it'll manifest physically and emotionally and come back in ways that you don't expect or even can see.
And it'll blindside you at some point. You'll wind up crying at work.
My favorite is when your body starts crying.
Oh, yeah.
There's no emotional trigger, no feeling.
Just like, I don't know why we're crying, but we're crying now.
This is great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But on that note, talking about experiencing the moment. Yeah. We don't let the moment paint our views. Like,
right.
If this is your first episode and you're watching, we're not negative. We're not.
Yeah.
On the whole.
That's the thing. We've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
To be okay with being ill.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the forever, and it's okay.
Yes.
It will be okay. Right now, I don't feel okay.
No. And we need to live
that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need to feel the way your brain and your body need to experience that emotion.
Yeah.
You have to. But it doesn't mean that you've undone all that progress.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that moving forward, that'll be your coloring of.
Right. We're not from now on. We're not like
become that.
We're going to complain about everything from now on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like everything's a problem. I mean, everything is a problem.
Yeah.
But it's not approached that way.
Right.
We're not going to be like down on other people or down on society. Right. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it doesn't become a forever thing.
Right.
It is literally the moment.
Letting it out.
And we experience it in its whole. Sometimes, most times. We try.
Well, right now especially. Like,
yes.
I'm just digging up everything that I've been feeling the last 3 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Name it all. Let's go. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow it won't be different.
Right.
Or the day after it won't be different. Or moving forward. Because if you've ever heard us talk about mood-based learning, it's this like... when you hit an emotion, it comes with a flood of thinking and a flood of like worldview and a flood of all of these like stuck points that you've had.
Even habits.
Habits and old wounds from the past and all of these things come back because they're all associated with that state of being, that mood or that whatever. And that can feel like it has always been that way and it always will be that way.
Right.
So it is important to remember that the moment is just the moment. And the way you feel now is not the way you're going to feel later. And that is okay.
And to that point also, having the moment is good.
Yes.
Because it lets you move on. Like you're allowing the moment, like that's the part of it.
You have to purge it.
Right. You have to let it go. Yeah. You have to let it out and then not live it.
Yes.
You have to be like, okay. And then now back to life.
Right. Because I don't know. I am a very firm believer in like get it up and out of you.
Oh yeah,
because otherwise it's gonna fester and you don't want to know what's gonna
that's
happen.
something we've learned through the podcast.
Yes, very much.
The beginning of the podcast was literally letting it out.
Yeah.
In small doses, and then getting better, and then letting it out.
The world is horrible. Oh wait, I feel better now.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just saying, have the moment. Let the moment go.
Right. Yeah. And don't act rashly in the moment. Because like I said, it's just a moment and it'll be okay. So put down the car keys. Stop packing your bags. Don't make any other crazy rash decisions that are permanent. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sit with the feeling. Allow it to come and go. And you will be okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes we have to just surrender to that tide.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
It can be hard to surrender that control.
It's a weird thing I'm doing right now because I am constantly fighting off the bipolar emotions that are unreasonable. Because if I let them win, I do irrational things.
Yeah.
But I'm also letting go of all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a weird dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like,
well, and I think that's like human beings are complicated.
Yeah. Oh,
and if you learn to acknowledge that within yourself and your brain, because guess what? Your brain it's doing its own thing. And a lot of the time we don't have to control over what it's doing. So we just have to experience it and then reaffirm with our coping skills and our learning and our tools and our like resources after the fact. Like get through the moment and you will be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we'll be okay. We know we'll be okay.
And sometimes
right now it sucks.
You have to have the moment with somebody. Like,
yeah.
I know that one way that I did it for the longest time was just venting on people. Like that's what venting is. But you gotta vent it out with someone safe and then not continually do that.
Yes. Well, because I'm sorry, if you're like venting the same thing over and over and over again, you're missing something.
There's something else there, yeah.
There's something else. So it's either a smoke screen that is like, this is clearly the thing, and it's not that. It's not that. That is like a trench coat. It's not right.
Right.
Or you're not fully processing it and you're only verbalizing it.
Right. Yeah.
Because like that's what I did. I was like, I'll just avoid feeling the feelings by rationalizing the feelings and then regurgitating what I have analyzed. And that's not feeling your feelings.
That's understanding your feelings.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But not
you have
feeling.
To do both.
You got to have the moment.
Yep.
That cup is not the right cup. That's not a Stanley cup. Get it out of here. We're bougie now.
I saw a TikTok that was like, if you bought the Stanley Cup, you're going to hell.
You can't buy it. You got to earn it.
By trampling people at Target.
Hockey.
Oh, that Stanley Cup. Okay.
The Stanley Cup. What are you talking about, Stanley? I know. I mean, we hit all the stuff. I think we're not gonna break. We're not gonna come back. We're not
coming back.
We'll be back next week.
Yes.
We're doing music reviews.
Yeah.
So I think those are a Wednesday release now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on Patreon, you get exclusive access to all of them right away.
Yes. Because you guys have been begging.
Yeah.
And harassing and poking. And
absolutely the worst.
Just,
the
please,
worst. No, yeah, but we'll be.
Yeah. We're
we'll
gonna
be
do
this.
it. We're working on it. So we
one came out this Wednesday already for everybody. Last Wednesday, so
good.
This
in the future for us, in the past for you.
It's weird. It's in the middle. In the middle times.
We'll meet in the middle. In the present.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But only on Wednesday.
Not only on Wednesday.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So messages. Have your moment. Allow yourself to have that moment.
Have it with us.
Yeah.
Melt down. Message us. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's gripe together.
You can miserate by yourself or you can commiserate with a friend. It's good
Whoever
stuff.
said that was a maniac.
You're not wrong, but he's a beautiful, brilliant maniac.
Yikers. Okay. I accept.
You accept?
I accept.
Oh, good. Okay. Compliments. We're learning. It's fine. All right, my friends. Thank you for coming along with us today on our moment rant and our emotional just upheaval.
Mm-hmm.
We hope that this has given you something to think about or maybe a kind of just a reassurance that your feelings are okay and it's okay to experience them the way you need to experience them. And if you like it, please like it, share, subscribe. We appreciate you guys, and hope to see you soon. I don't know what day today is. It's Sunday, so we'll see you guys later. But you know the drill.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind to you. Be kind to others. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Your face.